What up, guys, and welcome back to Erbs class for 5 more minutes of math. So we started our conversation on systems of equations, but we're moving on to solving systems of equations. Yeah, now we already talked about how to solve them by graphing. Remember, you graph the two lines, find the intersection point, that points the solution. But what if I'm not a very good grapher? Like, what if they're not set up for me to graph them easily? There are different ways, remember? We talked about those ways. Do you remember what they are? Oh yeah, these are the ways. Remember, we talked about graphing. This particular video is about substitution. Yeah, so if you remember from the graphing video, graphing is one strategy and one way to find a solution to a system. But we can also take our two equations and we can take those two equations and combine them into one, and then we solve that one equation to get half of our solution. Yeah, exactly right. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. I got a system of equations. I got two or more equations, right? I got two equations. Now, this one's in slope-intercept, but this one's in standard form, right? So what if I have trouble graphing in standard form, or maybe I just don't have graph paper? What's another way besides graphing? It's called substitution. Yeah. So now, certain systems are easier to do substitution with. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's a good rule for when you can use substitution, when it's easiest to use substitution. Now, when one variable is already isolated, when one variable is already alone, in this case, notice my y is already alone. So what I can do is, I can take what y is equal to and substitute it. Yes, I'm going to replace this y with what y is equal to. Yeah, it's gonna look something like this. Yes, just like that. If I have y being equal to something, I can replace wherever else I see y, I can replace y with what it's equal to. So in place of that y that used to be there, it's now 3x. And now look what I have. I can use this one equation, solve it for x. Let's combine some like terms. Good, yes, I know, you're an equation solving pro. So I know it, good, just checking. So now we gotta solve this, right? So, good, that's perfect. However, it's only half of our answer. Remember what a solution to a system looks like. It's a point, it's coordinates, it has an x and a y. I know what x is now. Can I use that x to find out what y is? Of course you can use that x to find out what y is. Can I take this x now and plug it back in? Oh yeah, looks like this. Bang, oh yeah. I can take that x now and plug it back into my equations to find out what y is. Now, one of the equations will be a whole lot easier than the other. Notice if I plug wait a minute, let's change that back to what it used to be. Yeah, so if I took that x and plugged it in here, it would take me a couple of steps to find out what y is. But if I take my x and plug it in here, that's cake, son. Now we have a solution. I have an x, I have a y. We just gotta write the solution correctly like an ordered pair. Bang. And that's how it is done. I wrote my x, I wrote a comma, I wrote my y. That is my solution to this system of equations. Yeah, man, I hope this helps. If you need some practice, man, I got that too. But I'll see you next time. Oh yeah. Wait, we got time for one more real quick practice. Okay, one more real quick one, right? So, do I have a variable isolated, right? Yeah, x is all by itself. So what I can do now is I can replace this x with what x is equal to. It looks something like this. Good, that's exactly right. I replaced this x with what x is equal to. Now sometimes it's y that's alone, sometimes it's x that's alone, but whichever one is isolated and by itself, that's the one you're gonna replace. Okay, now look, I got one equation with one variable. I can solve this. Let's combine some like terms. Good, 3y minus 2y is y. Those are like terms. I still have the plus 2 over there, and now I can subtract 2 from both sides. Yeah, exactly right. That gives me my y value. But remember, that's only half of our solution. And make sure you put it in the right place because it's a y value that goes second in the ordered pair. Yeah, but now what do I do with this y? Don't I plug it back in? Of course I plug it back in. So let's see what happens when I plug it back in. Good, I find out my x value that goes with that y value. Yeah, so I take that 8 and I put it where it goes in my ordered pair. Yes. Oh man, I'm glad. I hope that helps, man. Okay, we really done this time. I'm gonna check you out next time for some elimination. Okay.